How you doing? It's Dan McDonald, the Life Regenerator. Welcome to the health community. I wanted to talk to you today about stress and how that affects our health. Stress is a chronic and persistent issue today, is it not? I think all of us have stress in varying degrees. Now, a little bit of stress is useful, isn't it? I mean, let's take going to the gym, for example. You go to the gym, you stress yourself under controlled conditions for a purpose, and then you go home and rest. So you stress and rest. One of the things that's going on today with the stress as far as it relates to health is that it's a chronic, very subtle stress going on. Generally, hey Sophia, could you take Mo? Sorry about that. Could you chill out for a second, Mo? I'm trying to make a video. So, as far as the weight loss is concerned, people are really having an issue with the underlying stress, and what happens is you tend to rely on those foods that are less than the best. Here's the best food this time of year. Apples are at the end of the season, so Fuji's, Galas, and whatnot are really good still right now. Should be in juices and eaten whole and made in applesauces and whatnot. And next is the citrus season, and citrus really is the #1 mucus dissolver. So it's going to be hard to eat good foods like this, simple foods, because when you're stressed, you don't really tend to go to fruits. Now, do you? You tend to move to the heavier, more stimulating foods to try and press you through the day or through that issue that you're going through that's causing you stress at the time. A lot of it's underlying unconscious fears. You can know everything up here about faith, and you read all the good books, but back here, somewhere in childhood or whatever, or young adulthood or even adulthood, you can have these unconscious and repressed traumas that happen, and then you can create like mental loops or mental patterns deep in the unconscious mind, and then those patterns tend to recirculate. So what you want to do is become aware of the patterns of stress and fear. And it's okay to see fear. I think a lot of people are going through that right now. A lot of people talk about astrology. I don't talk about astrology a lot. I see more like just an infinite light and then layers of heavier energy on top of the infinite joy, eternal light. So we want to be that light, and that's where the joy is, and the peace and the love. But then throughout our lifetime, through our programming, through our experiences, and through our conditioning, just by perception alone, just by having a brain, you pick up stuff, and it's stuck in there. And there's nothing you can do about the conditions that you find yourself in this society. So you want to be real gentle on yourself. It's not something I've been notoriously good at, being kind and gentle to myself. Generally very forgiving towards others. That's just my MO. And then a little bit harder on myself. Now, I have high ideals and I have high expectations because I've been blessed with a lot of really good knowledge, and I've been blessed with just really being supported by the universe. So I want to always make sure I'm giving appreciation for that. But there are times when I could be much more gentle with myself about the way that I eat, or the way that I might make a mistake, or I might fall short of my ideals spiritually or with the diet. And a lot of times there's conditions that I'm not even aware of. And then there's like deep stresses. And the reason why I bring this video up is because I'm an expert at stress, especially recently. My vehicle was having some problems all the way across the U.S., from the East Coast to the West Coast, driving a piece of crap, putting all my money into it, barely making it from mechanic to mechanic who would rip me off. And it was just, I ended up spending a lot of money, and driving a vehicle that's breaking down. I think the guys might understand this better than the ladies. I don't know, but we just don't like to be driving around mechanical vehicles that are like not running properly. So it was very stressful. The thing is about the good stress, though, there was that it led me up to force me into buying a new truck. I just so happened to find the truck that I've always wanted. So interestingly enough, the universe used a lot of stress to guide me to this dream, because I was holding the vision of this truck in my mind. And if all that stress didn't happen with that blue van, I loved the blue van. It had a bed in the back, it had a cooler storage, it was perfect. It had a DVD, TV, it was awesome. But the thing is, it was so much stress that by the time it broke down on the side of the road one day, I called the AAA and had them tow me to the nearest car lot. And I said, please God, help me out here. Hook me up with something, you know, because on a limited budget, you know what I'm saying? I was just trying to get back to Oakland. We made it to LA, it broke down, okay? So the stress, finally it was just, we went to this car lot and these guys just basically, you know how car dealers are. It was a used truck, but almost new, 30,000 miles on a Toyota Tundra. I'll be paying payments probably till I'm dead, but that's okay, right? But I got the truck I've always wanted, and the universe works in mysterious ways. But if it wasn't for the stress of that van, I wouldn't have been so comfortable in making the decision to just say, look, I will pay payments, because that was outside of my financial comfort zone for sure. But I have a lot of faith. We're doing good work here. I'm looking forward to sharing more about these things, my personal experiences, helping you to understand that stress is the underlying and silent killer. And we need to learn relaxation techniques if we want to lose weight, which is a major epidemic. We're going to be looking at that a lot. We're going to be looking at the obesity and what we can do on the emotional, mental, and physical levels as far as what we eat. And there's a two-way street here going on. We eat better, and then we release a lot of the energetic debris which is holding us down. We have to process it. If we process it, then we release it. But we also do the surrender into the universe technique, surrender to God, surrender to whatever your highest faith is in, and you let go and you have trust. And so in that surrender and that faith allows you to eat a little bit lighter by just relying, and focusing on the knowledge that you have to have faith in works that are unseen. Many things are going on. Believe that you have support. I have many different ways that I could explain these things. I myself believe that I have guardian angels. It's pretty much like the things that I've gotten out of. It's just, my left brain says, no way, dude. Like about this truck, my left brain is like, no way. That's like my last goal on my list of material type things, is this truck. And my left brain is like, there's no way that the first truck that he pulled up was a Toyota Tundra, which I've wanted for about a couple of years, and I've had that on my little vision board. Well, my right brain is like, oh, that's just how it is, man. You think something and you create it. So if you want to get healthy and lose weight, make sure you're focusing not on the weight by weighing yourself every day or anything like that, but actually focused on what you're going to do when you're healthy. Go shopping, spend a couple $100 on some clothes that are smaller than you are now, and realize I'm going to fit into these clothes. You know what I mean? I'm going to go climb that mountain next summer. I'm going to run a marathon. You picture that and you see yourself running. You hold that vision and you don't let the doubt and the fear get in the way. You know what I mean? You've got to keep cultivating positivity. I have had challenges like you would not believe. All for the best. I have a new phone now from Krista. I have a new computer from Apple that broke my other computer. And now I have a new truck. And I'm back in Oakland, or actually the Bay Area really, and I have a new attitude. I'm here to serve. I miss making videos when I was having so many challenges that I know that I'm going to settle down so that I can do this work. This is what I love, making YouTube videos. Okay? So sometimes stress is good, but it can be chronic and persistent, and it really can build up. There's quite a bit of tension in my body from the last couple of weeks, and we're just finally starting to wind down. I'm feeling a lot better today than I did yesterday for sure. I'm going to continue on with just eating oranges for a couple of days, and I'm going to be feeling better in no time flat. I'm going to eat good. On the road, there was so much stress. I didn't do eating as well as I'd like. Okay, and we all go through that. It was the universe just blessing me with compassion for people and wanting to really get in here, because a lot of people know what to do. They don't have the motivation to do it. We don't have enough self-love. I love health. That's what motivates me. But I also love the spiritual journey. The cleaner and clearer your body is, the more that life flows through you. And the more the life flows through you, that's what spirituality is. More life. More knowledge of life, more love of life, and more power of life. So I just wanted to make a quick video and let you know about the stress. So I want you to start, if you've any issue, anybody, it doesn't matter who you are, you can definitely use relaxation techniques. Meditation is good. Simplification, I mean, I could go on and on forever, my friend, and I just might go on for a few more minutes. I appreciate you who stay here and watch these videos, and you've got something to learn, because this is good information. I have great teachers and really just experience, and I'm speaking from the heart to the best of my ability because I care about people. I know how challenging this is. So simplification. Here's another little trick. If you're trying to lose weight, which about probably 80% of the people would like to tone up a bit, or there's even a lot of people with obesity going on. Go through your stuff and clean some stuff out. Throw some stuff away. You know what I mean? And that's just so representative of weight loss. I just cleaned the truck. And I cleaned the truck and I got rid of a bunch of stuff that we had accumulated on the road, and it lifted my spirits. It made me feel better, more organized. Like, okay, we're going to get back on track. We're going to get settled in somewhere. I don't know where. Hey, if anyone has a condo or an apartment or a guest house or a rental house or something, please feel free to contact me at Ask Dan. That would be great. We're looking for a place. I need an office. I need to help people to start realizing that this right here, it's orange season. This is your medicine. Nothing dissolves mucus like oranges. Mucus obstructs the flow of the electricity of life through your body so that you can experience that love, life, light, joy that we all want to feel. The childlike joy that gets us into the kingdom of now. The beautifulness of the present moment. So be kind on yourself. Let's start practicing relaxation techniques. Do your best to simplify your life. Get rid of anything that is superfluous, and that's not being used right now, so that you can have a little less stress. Everything you own, in the back of your mind, you have to think of ways to protect it, insure it, wash it, bathe it, clothe it, protect it, house it. So the more simple you can go, the better off you're going to be, okay? And then also one last thing before I let you go, we all have to realize that all these things are just dust in the wind. That's how I managed to stay as sane as I did when the whole world was going apart and every mechanic ripped me off, and they made it sound real good, like, oh, I can fix your problem, I see what it is, the spark plugs, blah, 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 and all this stuff. And I was spending all my money, and the only thing that kept me sane, because I could have gotten real upset, it was a low-grade, mild, just persistent stress, okay? So it wasn't like super hardcore, but it was just mild right across, right down the line. And, you know, I just kept thinking, it's all just temporary, dude. Just keep your eye on the eternal part of yourself, which is just stay cool. Like, I kept apologizing to Sophia. I'm sorry, babe. I'm just tripping. I'm not feeling good. I can't wait to get settled in. You know, get somewhere where I can just do yoga every morning and meditate every morning. I never miss meditation, but if there's a lot of busyness, sometimes I have to miss yoga. If we got to get up and get out of the room. And, you know, sometimes there's just no place to do yoga, like we're on a hardwood floor at a motel or something. A motel room every night, a different one. I mean, you know what I mean. So I just wanted to let you know that, number one, it's good to know that somebody cares and understands. I'm not going to judge you for your eating habits, because I do not do perfect. I have a lot of stress. What do I eat when I'm stressing? Baked potatoes, man. I mean, so, yeah, I know a lot of you are saying, oh, big deal, dude. But, you know, to me, it's kind of a big deal, because I want to honor you by always being what I teach. But that being said, I don't think it's a big deal for some steamed vegetables. I want people to start thinking about avoiding chemical food, genetically modified food, microwaved food, deep fried food, food that just really messes up your brain. The artificial sugars, the artificial colors, high fructose corn syrup, the list goes on and on. In other words, processed foods. I mean, a baked potato, it's kind of heavy and pretty starchy, but at least there's no weird chemicals in there that can really mess up the energetic electrical waves to your brain. There's another level that I don't see all the raw food dudes and dudettes getting the electricity, the real, you know, there's an energy pattern here. There's an energy pattern in food, and that energy pattern at the most subtle levels is what affects the mind. So those other foods create confusion. The confusion can create desire. The desire creates sort of an emptiness and a wantingness, which leaves a hole in your heart, takes you out of the present moment, and then creates that stress. So let's come into the present moment. Let's love ourselves as best as we can. Some of you have a hard time loving others, and sometimes some of you have a hard time loving yourself, but we are here to perfect that love. At the end of the day, in my opinion, at this time, salvation is love. Learning to be unconditionally loving at all times is salvation, in my opinion. Now, there's a lot of different beliefs around that. You got to jump through a lot of God hoops and things like that, but I just don't see it that way. I can't see unconditional love having conditions. It's a field of energy out of which all arises and falls back into. And so we're sitting in that now. We're all inclusive in that unconditional love. We've got to remember that. Cultivate that bhakti yoga. Cultivate that unconditional love for yourself, for your life. Whatever you want to call it. I like to refer to it as God, you know, because I think that the general masses understand that and are okay with that. I even have a lot of friends that are atheists and agnostic that understand that. Again, I was going to try to make a short video, and I swear to you, I'll say it, I love you so much, just as a human being, not as a personal person, so don't freak out and become one of my new stalkers, but just feel the love of love itself, that I believe in love, and that I believe that being human is challenging enough without us caring for one another. And so, you know, I could sit here forever and talk to you like an old friend, for sure. In fact, my heart is welling up because, you know, I might have good health information here for you, but you really help me out. You really give me a purpose, and you really help to keep me on track, on point. You keep me coming back, because I'll tell you one last little secret, then I'll let you go, and that is that whenever I'm doing anything, anywhere, eating, thinking, planning, I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking of, I need to be what I teach. I need to be what I teach. And whether there's anyone there or not. So I do my best, and sometimes I mean, who can be 100% raw in this world? I mean, you know, I do as well as I can. I mean, I know there's some people that do really, really well and can hold that down. I definitely hold it down for periods of time, for sure. But I was just so sick of driving that van that the only thing I could do was eat a few baked potatoes with avocado on it, and that would just kind of knock me back into the seat so I could drive this thing that was just, oh God, it was just so bad. We were just trying to make it. We could only get like, oh God, 2 to 3 hours a day was all I could do. So from Phoenix to LA, it took us like a week. Anyways, I saw my mom. I got her on the program again. She's steaming vegetables for dinner every night. Do your best. Do me a favor. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, I should have. But in a couple of days, I'm having a sale for Christmas on my 5 best-selling DVDs. I'm going to be letting them go for over half off. And you're going to need those after the holiday season and for your New Year's resolutions. I've got the best recipes. They all taste good. They're all simple. There's instructions and more in-depth teachings, and just a lot of little tricks and little tips all throughout my DVDs where you can get the recipes, you can understand this raw food thing, have those recipes there for you when you need them. So thank you so much for your love and support. I'm stabilized. I've got a computer that's working now. I'm not really stable. I don't know where I'm going to be staying, but I am going to do my best to keep these videos coming, because when I don't do videos, I don't feel good. And I just really, really appreciate you. I hate to let you go. I missed you so much. You know, I miss you when we're gone from each other. So the health community, this is what the world needs. Fruits, vegetables, and love. Okay, so practice relaxation techniques, have faith, let go, and just remember that all this is just dust in the wind. So have fun here on planet Earth. Play the game. Win at the game of life. Get out of this life what you want. Create, because it's the creativity that's fun. It's not about possessing things. It's about creating something better. Okay? For me, my whole life, the only reason I need a computer and a phone and a truck is so that I can make these videos, because this is what I love. Can I get an amen? Thank you, my friend. Peace be with you. I'm out. Hey, Mo, you were quiet, buddy. Good job. Say goodbye, Mo. Mo. Dude.